Hello, Captains. This is Kent again, and welcome to the Flight Show. So today I am doing a flight, and it's from Indianapolis International Airport, and we're going to be flying into, let me look at the name here. Yes, Narita International Airport in Japan. So we'll be doing a freighter flight because this is actually a hub in Indianapolis for FedEx. So why don't we just go ahead and do this? Now, I'm going to do this a little bit differently. Usually I start my FS2 crew, but what I've come to find is, well, it's a little crazy. You notice that GSX, the pilots come out to the plane. So technically, I know these aren't designed to work with each other, but I want to see what happens this time if I just say, okay, we're going to request boarding, right? So let's just see if I start FS2 crew after those two guys walk into the cockpit, right? Now, the one thing about it is, it's kind of like, well, yeah, but then who's going to open the doors for the plane? I haven't worked that part out yet. But I think FS2 crew is going to do it anyway. Or should I say GSX interfaces with the plane and does it on its own. We'll see. I don't know. This could be interesting. Might work, it might not. Okay, so I think this is the rear or the panel. What do you call CDU? So what are you asking me to do? You're asking me to open up this stuff? Yep, because you can't do it because I'm not there. So you know what? I might wait till the crew boarding now. Okay, where's the crew? Let me see. Where's the crew bus? I might just wait until the crew gets here. See the crew bus over here? Nope. Oh, wait. Is that the bus way over there? Way, like, right there? That is the crew bus. So then you're going, but who's going to open the door? I don't know. We're going to need a workaround. So let's do this. We're going to just say that the ground crew gets on there early to open the door. So I'm just going to do that. You know, somehow I just do not think this is going to work the way I planned it would. So, fine. We'll just get it started.
Hey, Captain. How are you today?
I'm good. How are you? All right. All I need is enough juice for the CDU to come on so that I can, turn electric power up. Is that what? Yep. By the way, I gotta find out how to resize this bar. It's just not working right. Usually I could, here we go. And so, S, doors, not arm all. I don't want to arm all. I just want to disarm, open. I guess I can go ahead and do the other doors now. Cargo forward, cargo aft, cargo bulk. There we go. And then here come our guys. We're going to need some power before those doors open. So we can go and say return ground connections, set request ground power. Yes, I know. GSX like, put those brakes on. Indeed I will. Alright, so now that we have that, we'll see the primary external power and secondary external power about to kick in, and then we can go ahead and open those doors. And there it is. Now, will those other doors open? Because I already told them to open. No? Okay. Actually, I'll just sit out here. And I will open up my CDU. It's a little off screen. You can't see it because I'm using a ultra wide. So it's out of your field of view. But it's still not coming on, so... What's up with that? Ah, there we go. And so, what are we doing? We are opening. Hey, my dog is over here trying to steal my snack. I tell you. Open. Open. There we go. Now everybody is ready to rock and roll. Alright, so battery switches on. C12 primaries are off. Demand pump selectors off. Wipers off. Landing gear is down. Indeed it is. Alternate flap selector off. Bus tie switches are auto. Yep. Let's see. External power required. We did all that. External lights if required. It's daytime. It's night. Then preliminary pre-flight procedure. Turn on the RDU. Forget how to pronounce that, but we're going to turn it on. Display. Check oxygen. Status displays. Check oxygen. All that good stuff. COM display push. Parking brakes is on park. ATIS obtain. Let's pretend that we did because we're not going to use ATC. CDU setup, and now I'm on. CDU setup. Let's go. Well, first thing we need to do, set up our fuel. We are going to go with 220,088 pounds of fuel. Then we can go to our payload, and we're going to say 448.7 for our zero fuel weight. Don't be tripping with me, dog. All right. What? I gave you a snack. Why are you trying to attack me? What's going on? All right. Put in our GPS. KIND. Don't mind him. Telling you, dog. KIND RJAA 01. Excellent. And we are flight FedEx. Three, 3268. Why? Because why not? Now
1467.
Now we have already prepared our flight, and so we will be departing on runway 5 left.
Go ahead.
I'm gonna hard mute you for a moment. And where our Mirrors 6 transition Bravo Victor Tango. All right, that's taken care of, but let's go ahead, because I did a forecast on active sky, and the forecast is 12 hours from now we will be on runway 34 left, and we will be using the star, let's see, you pronounce this. I don't know. Subacoct. I have no idea. So we're just going to roll with that. Alright, no transition. Activate. We'll go with 5,000 pounds of reserve. 0 fuel. And we will be traveling at 32,000 feet. And our cost index was calculated at 40. We'll do a D-rated takeoff. And flaps. Do we have a flaps 10 or a flaps 15? I guess it's 15. And there we go with our V-speeds. Excellent. So we got that out of the way. That was quick. So I'm going to move forward our thing just a little bit.
I'm out for the walk around.
All right, you go do that. Now, I don't know if you all have noticed this, but I have been working hard at optimizing the computer to get these frame rates up. And as you can see, even though we are recording, this is silky smooth. What ended up being my issue was, now every computer is different. But with my computer, what I was trying to do was kind of the whole VSync thing and setting it the frames per second at 36. Well, looking at a tip that I had done years ago, and I was getting some pretty decent frame rates, so I didn't worry too much about it. But I just said, let me put it on unlimited and do the limiting outside using Nvidia. When I did that, OMG, smoother than ever. So I know some of you have looked and said, you should be getting better frames for the setup that you have. Well, I think I'm like really, really getting there, or have made leaps and bounds. But that being said, now that we're almost done with that, let's just go ahead. Let's see. Where are we in my pre-flight? As soon as he comes back in, we'll do the pre-flight checklist. So we catch some visuals. And as a matter of fact, just to give you a little bit while we're waiting for this last to get on board, let's take a quick look around. Let's see. We'll get to it in just a second. I thought I would give you a quick look at this Payware Airport. As I said, this is KIND, Indiana. That's a massive amount of space. I mean, this is a large, geographically large airport. Not in terms of movements and terminal size, but it's a lot of space. Okay, let's see here. They are almost done. And beautiful looking aircraft. I wish, I'm using Ultimate Traffic Live version 2. I wish there was some FedEx aircraft around here, but no such luck. No such luck on the FedEx aircraft. So maybe I have to add them. I'm not really sure. So let's forward this so that our first officer's back.
I'm back from the walk around. Everything looks good.
Excellent. I'm gonna jam this forward just a little bit more. And let's see. in terms of time, I'm just gonna go ahead and let's pre-flight checklist. Or am I still on hard mute? I am. Pre-flight checklist. Let's start again.
Okay.
Pre-flight checklist, please.
Cap, set the parking brake first, please.
When did that get taken off? I set that. Pre-flight checklist, please.
Pre-flight checklist. Oxygen.
Tested 100%.
Tested 100%. Flight instruments.
Heading 140. Altimeters 2992.
Heading 140. Altimeter 2992. Parking brake.
Set.
Fuel control switches.
Cutoff.
Pre-flight checklist complete.
Excellent. Now we're going to let him handle his business. Well, we're done on this side. Beg your forgiveness, I was taking a sip of water. And our V speed, our V2 is 167. I'm going to just turn this to 180. My speed here. And since we're not using ATC, I'm going to go ahead and just put this on 32,000 feet.
Monitor radar display.
Set.
Go around. Wind shear ahead. Wind shear ahead. Wind shear ahead.
Okay. He's still doing his pre-flight flow, so I'll go ahead and get ready to give him. Let's see, we're from a stand.
I am ready for the checklist.
Excellent. But we have some things to do first. What's the temperature? It's like 16 degrees outside. We might use anti-ice. Okay, we can start closing doors. That's good to know. So let's go ahead and do that. We'll just close all of them. Turn on the APU. Am I ahead of schedule? And sure I am. Okay, so we'll do this. Because why is that door going back up? I closed you. Close, darn you. Let's see here. Back inside. Close. Excellent. All right, now arm all. Before start procedure.
Are we cleared to pressurize?
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
And the hydraulics have come on.
I am ready for the checklist.
But before that,
Ready for the departure brief?
Go ahead.
All right, we're at a remote stand. The taxi route up to the departure runway will be as assigned by ATC. This airport does not use ground radar. We will use full thrust for takeoff. For the takeoff config, we'll use flaps 5. Packs will be on. Engine anti-ice will be required. No noise abatement departure procedure is required. Thrust reduction altitude is 1,000 feet. Acceleration altitude is 1,000 feet. Departure routing will be by the ATC assigned SID. As for concerns, there are no special factors for this departure. I'll be the pilot flying today. During the takeoff roll, you call any malfunction or warning and silence the oral warning. I'll call stop or go. I'll reject the takeoff or any warning condition that significantly affects the safety of the flight. Before 80 knots, I'll reject the takeoff for any of the following. Takeoff config warning, system failures, activation of the master caution system, tire failure, unusual noise or vibration, abnormally slow acceleration if the side window opens, fire or fire warning, engine failure, predictive wind shear warning if the airplane is unsafe or unable to fly. Between 80 knots and V1, I'll reject for a fire or fire warning, and engine failure, or if the airplane is unsafe or unable to fly. After V1, takeoff will be continued, and no action will be taken before 400 feet, other than to apply toga and to silence the oral warnings. Any questions?
No questions.
Departure briefing complete.
Go ahead. Check.
who disconnected the ground power before the APU came on? Because it wasn't me. My bad. But alright, everything's firing up. That's good. And now I gotta set this again. Alright, that's still there, thank goodness. And let's take a look.
Go ahead.
Fuel. As I said it, so that's fine. So we're just waiting for all that to get together. And while it is, I need to go ahead and do a data load. Since I've installed some airports since the last time I looked at that. Up. Oh, it's almost coming back on. There it is. Yep. It's kicking in. All right, before start checklist.
Before start checklist. Supernumerary signs on. MCP.
Set and check.
Takeoff speeds.
Set and check.
CDU pre-flight.
Completed.
Completed. Trim.
5.7 units, 0 and 0.
Taxi and takeoff briefing.
Completed.
Beacon on. Before start checklist complete.
Start sequence is 2, then 1.
Check.
All right. Everybody going in their place.
Go ahead, flight deck. Ground to flight deck.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Communication check, please, and confirm that the brakes are set.
Communications are good and the brakes are set.
Thanks.
Cockpit to ground.
Go ahead.
Go ahead, cockpit.
We are ready for pushback and engine start facing southwest.
Roger, facing southwest. Release brakes.
Brakes released.
Okay, commencing pushback. You are clear behind, and you can start your engines at your discretion.
Start engine 2.
Starting to.
Go ahead, cockpit.
Oil pressure.
Pushback complete. Set parking brakes, please.
Brakes are set.
Roger.
Start engine 1.
Starting 1.
Go ahead, cockpit.
Oil pressure.
Okay, the tow bar is disconnected and the equipment is clear.
You are free to disconnect and go to hand signals.
Roger. Have a nice flight.
Thank you. right, he gave us the hands dap, and we're out of here.
Go ahead,
Excellent.
cockpit.
Flaps 15.
Flaps 15.
Go ahead, cockpit.
Flight controls, check flight controls. Yeah, they don't do this in this model. That's the 747, I forget. So I'll check it.
Check.
Full left. Full right. Full back. Full forward. Right rudder. Neutral. Left rudder, which I can't do because my dog is standing in the way of my rudder pedals. Dude, will you get out of there? Thank you. Looking for a snack. Left rudder. Neutral. Before taxi checklist.
Before taxi checklist. Anti-ice. Engine anti-ice on. Recall. Check. Auto brake. RTO. Flight controls.
Check.
Ground equipment.
Clear.
Before taxi checklist complete.
Clear left.
Clear right.
Let's do this. As I had mentioned before, frame rate's beautiful. Okay, so we're going to cross runway 23 left here. Or 5 right, depending on how you want to think about it. Bring the speed back down about 9. Feels and handles great, or at least I like it. I heard there's some complaining in the forums about the new release of the 777 variant. The 200ER by PMDG, but I've been happy with it. Is it worth what they were asking for it? Well, that might have been a little steep, but I'm rolling with it. It's in the past. Not sure why there is no aircraft here at the airport. I saw one departing. But, yeah, nothing going on right now. Alright, now we're going to hit this turn on Romeo. Go. Aha, I have detected the problem. We will make the third one this. And a little further out. And then save that.
Go ahead.
We're just rolling this out until we get where we're going. As I said, this airport covers a lot of real estate. Before takeoff checklist. Before takeoff checklist. Let's start again.
Okay.
Before takeoff checklist.
Before takeoff checklist. Flaps.
Flaps 15.
Before takeoff checklist complete.
I do not know why we have to do a start again. For some reason, that's the only way I can get him to get out of some loop in his head. just say that we got our clearance. Runway entry procedure.
Check. Clear on the approach.
Oops. We'll say that they've given us clearance and we're rolling in here and they're going to keep it pushing. Takeoff.
Check. Thrust set. Knots. Rotate. Positive climb.
Gear up.
Gear up. Feet.
Hey, look, there's Indianapolis over there.
Check. Climb.
Flaps 5.
Speed check, flaps 5.
Flaps up.
Speed check, flaps up. Engine NEI selectors auto.
Arm autopilot.
Check.
After takeoff checklist.
After takeoff checklist. Landing gear. Up. Flaps. Up. After takeoff checklist complete.
I'm just admiring the view. All right, almost at 10,000 feet.
Feet.
All right, we are now on our SID for departure. So I am going to bring you back a little bit later after we get to cruising altitude. Although I have to admit, sometimes it's just nice to stare at this plate. Absolutely love it. All right, we'll bring you back in a little bit.
Check.
Okay, so we are now flying, and we are flying pretty true. We're quite a bit of distance. I'd let it fly while I was asleep. So we've made quite a ways. We have an ETA of, let's see, where are we at? Distance remaining, we have 10. That sounds just so incredibly not right. Let me see here. It says like 10,000 nautical miles on my EFB, but I really feel like that's not entirely right. It sounds 4,700 and 32. That sounds a bit more accurate. So we have a bit to go, but should have smooth sailing. We're kind of like just off the coast of the islands that exist off the tip of Russia. Let me bring over the map from my electronic EFB. And so this is us. Here's like Russia. I think these couple of islands here are a dispute between Japan and Russia of who owns them. That's been going on since World War II. But the mainland of Japan right here. So we've made quite a bit of our journey, and we're just knocking that out here. So let me put this back over here. And I was working on some extra views, like finally got that put. I have this view in my other Boeing aircraft, but I hadn't done as extensive set of views for my freighter. So I had to carry them over and then make some key assignments. Like here, this jumps from one side of the aircraft to the other. In fact, let me go ahead and save this one. I like it better here. And I have a few others. So all that being said, beautiful day. Looking forward to arriving at this airport. So I'll bring you back when we get to that. We've got quite a ways to go, so don't have to prepare the aircraft just yet. But if my memory serves me correctly, I've already done the arrival. But the interesting thing is, I don't remember it being a radar approach. I thought I chose an ILS for 13. Yeah, here it is. I don't know if that was an accident, but I'll go ahead and, you know, put that in. And yeah, so our star is already there, so I just need to change that, and that's fine. But we'll bring that in later. But to just take a moment, those PBR materials, the aircraft looks stunning. But I find, you have your group of individuals that they like the freighter in opposed to liners. I'm kind of all over the place. Sometimes I'm feeling freighter, sometimes I'm feeling lighter, sometimes I'm feeling, extra long hauls, and then sometimes I'm feeling some local routes. So just depends on the day. I got a lot of planes in my hangar. But that's good because I get to bring a variety of experiences to everyone. And I have fallen off on doing some general aviation flights. Got to do that too. But as we've said before, there are only so many hours in the day. But try to squeak some out. Like I had dreams of just so many videos to do over our spring break, and I was working my butt off because I had a writing institute that I forgot about, and that was like 8 to 3 in the afternoon. But I'm going to get a journal publication out of this, so I'm excited about that. But I digress. Anyway, okay, I will bring you back after we've made some more progress. You know, in my mystic wisdom, I don't think I even turned off the recording, which is really cool. I might edit some of that out. I think you watched me fast forward it when I thought I turned it off, or maybe I turned it on and forgot that I did. I don't know yet, but that's okay. Ah, I'm gonna need those wipers in a little bit. We're getting down into the thick of it. Definitely will make it more interesting. Okay, we're coming up on Sofia, which is a hard altitude of 9,000 feet and a indicated airspeed of 200 and I believe 10. I got an arrow blocking it. Okay, 220 knots. So what do we got going on here? At Sofia, yeah. 229,000. So I want to see if the plane properly does adjust, because it is programmed in our CDU. All right, we're about to be passing 10,000. It says here that our anti-ice is on, or is it asking us to say turn our anti-ice on? Let's see. Anti-ices are on, so that's not a suggestion. That's telling us. That's fine. Let me help this drop in speed by letting out the spoilers. As I understand it, liners will try to avoid the use of that to conserve energy. You know, you want an efficient use of energy because you got spoilers on and you're burning fuel. So try to avoid it, but at least we're getting it down now. All right, and we're under 240, so that's fine. We are getting it done. Okay, we have our hard altitude of 9,000. Let's see here. We will hold that through Alpha. Yeah, we'll hold that through Alpha 461. So that'll be fine. Sorry, my phone just like bounced into song. Totally cool, I guess. And we are not on the speed brake, which is excellent. So I just have to say, me personally, these frame rates are a dream. I mean, like, best I've ever had. It's like, why are they just never nice as so-and-sos or so-and-sos? Optimization was really not my strong suit. But, and I really always appreciated all of the suggestions that came from people like Adam Pestridge and others, or those that, you know, whose pages they posted their suggestions. But finally, you know, every computer is different, so you got to kind of find what works for you. But now I believe the proof will be in the pudding once I, you know, publish this video and see what it looks like post-production. But as far as in-game, you might see a frame rate and it's like, well, it's decent, but especially when you're recording it, oh, that's going to look terrible. But here I actually think this is going to look great regardless. I don't want to speak too soon, but I'm happy with the way things seem to be panning out so far. So we will not be over the land until we are on our final. So it's still watery out here, and because of the weather, we're not really going to see the mainland. But these clouds are killer. And I'm sure there's some people say, but it's got nothing on, you know, Flight Simulator 2020. Maybe not. I still like it. I just seem to be flying with this more often. I think it's really because of the aircraft. I would probably be exploring a lot more of Flight Simulator, Microsoft Flight Simulator, if they had at least helicopters. Because I like to explore places to look at the detail in helicopters as opposed to general aviation, particularly the Bell 47, so I can have a big open cockpit and I can see things. But that's just, you know, my personal preference. All right. Still holding at 9,000. Holding at 2020. Or at 220. Phone call. Alright, told him I'd call him right back. Okay. We are looking good. And I know something else is up because when I change my display, it's locked on fuel. So something's going on. But that's okay. It's not going to stop this film. It's not going to stop this approach. These things could happen in real life. So, you know, we're going to make it work. You know, sometimes I find myself wishing that there was going to be a nice study level of the DC-10 for Prepared. They have a DC-10 version. I forgot who makes it, but it's really not a study level. It's not like that version that PMDG did with the Legacy series for Flight Simulator 10. They already said they're not going there. So if I was going to do freight, I'd be doing the freight with the DC-10. But this is actually, you know, cool. Do not get me wrong. I am enjoying this 777. Now, the question is, do I enjoy doing the freight with the 777 or the 747? It's a tough one. I like flying them both. I guess it's really what I'm in the mood for. And once my Bravo Flight thrust controller arrives, I think that that's going to have more to do with it, just because you might want the feel of controlling all 4 engines versus all 2 engines. I did not get mine in pre-order, and when I finally did order it, it was in back order. So, and they released that article about how the chain of supplies has been dripping through from China, so it's delayed them, filling out these back orders. But they said, I think that they're starting to get the back orders out. So I'm looking for an email pretty soon from whom I ordered mine from, and looking forward to that, because it's going to change kind of how my setup looks. I'm going to do a video on it, so you'll see soon enough. I could talk about it, but I don't think the description that I will give you will do the justice that it will be once it's in here and I can show it to you. But it is coming, most definitely. I also noticed there were some people who were having some issues with it as it pertained to working with Prepared and opposed to X-Plane. They said it was great, it just works. Microsoft Flight Simulator and Prepared, maybe not so much, but yet another thing to tweak. All right, we are turning in, like I said, I could actually, since this isn't working, I could go ahead and close this, because it's just taking up screen space. And then, let's see. We'll just have to do our checklist manually, and that's totally fine. Alright, approach checklist. We need to do altimeters. Altimeters 10, 13, set. Set and cross check. Okay. I think the runway emerging through the clouds is going to be an exciting event. We're about to turn towards the mainland. Actually, we'll run parallel to it, and then on a heading of 05, and then we'll turn, make a left-hand turn on our final. And this is where we will now set flight level. Oh, you're actually, never mind. It's already where it needs to be. All right, get ready for the turn. Alright, so now we should be dropping down to 210. Frame rate still looking good. You're like, well, how can you tell? You look at those clouds and those areas where it's not just pure white. That's beautiful. It's absolutely beautiful. And since I will not be able to hear my first officer, but she seems to still be taking commands, we can do that. And the plane took a turn that's a little wide. So now I think I'm going to go ahead and take control of our airspeed and bring it down to 180. Flaps 1. Did she do it? Flaps 1. Okay, she did not. So I will do it. Flaps 5. she would say, speed check, flaps 5. Okay, now we're getting aligned on our flight path. That's fine. Flaps 15. How can you not love that? Okay, coming into my new third-party airport, but hey, it's a little congested. It's a little cloudy. Alright, we're going to arm speed brakes. We already have our auto brakes where they need to be. I asked for 5,000 of reserve fuel. We're basically going to have a little over 4,000, a little over 3,000 to 4,000 above our reserve, so that came in all right. Even though I was 10,000 off, I had to put some more fuel in. You didn't see it. I could have kept that to myself, but it wasn't my fault. I did the profile. I used the profile for PFPX. So I'm really not sure why it didn't come out right, but that's okay. Now get ready for our turn. This is exciting. All right, we're going to bring our speed down to 170. Never mind my ring. Okay, we're about to turn alignment, and our localizer is alive. Almost there. Turning onto our final. Localizer is active. Gonna bring our speed down to 160. And our glide slope is now alive. Gear down. All right, flaps 20. Right, arm localizer. Arm localizer. Does she do it? Nope. Alright, I'll do it. I have an MPC, an MPC in my house. That's fine. Give me a chance to use it. Alright, now we're turning on to our final. Got a little turbulence here. Make it interesting. Our glide slope is active. And as soon as we start down our glide slope, I will bring the throttles back to, and also make our flaps full, and bring our throttles back to 147. Well, 143 actually. Arm approach. Whoa, it did it. What do you know? All right. Flaps 30. Did she do it? No. All right. Get down. The dial sometimes acts up. That's the little problem with that profile for VR Insight. Ah, there she is in the distance. You want to talk about timing? It is just about time for me to land this plane and leave, because now I'm scheduled to at 4:30 to get my COVID vaccination. I'm scheduled to receive the Johnson & Johnson, so it'll be one shot. So I'm excited about that. And by the time I put this thing in and I say goodbye to you, it'll be time for me to throw on my shoes and get the heck out of here. How's that for, you know, scheduling? Because they want you to arrive, like, right on time. Which is hard to say, because I don't know what the traffic is going to be like for this, but I'm not that far away, so I think it's going to work out fine. All right, landing checklist. Speed brake armed. Landing gear down. Flaps 30. Landing checklist complete. Well, the proof is in the pudding. Smooth and beautiful. If I can just move this a tad back, that's what I need to see and still be focused in so I can see the runway. Let me get my feet on the rudder pedals and I'll be taking control. Now, my aircraft. Little to the left, not much. On the glide slope. Now a little bit back, back to the left since I guide to the right. Still on the glide slope. We are steady. Still a little to the left, leaning into it a little. Not too much. Okay, so that plane's coming at me. Winds changed. And I had done a, I had done a prediction on Active Sky, and they said, oh, nah, it's to be the same runway. So my bad. Since I wasn't ATC, I'm going to plead the fifth. All right. Here we go.
50, 40, 30, 20, 10.
Reverses up. Absolutely beautiful. Manual braking. And I see my fellow FedEx aircraft over there. Flaps up. This is where I would say after landing procedure, but that's okay. And now we can turn on the APU. And let's see if our ultimate ground crew will work in this airport. There's nothing there, so no. I don't know why it does that. That's okay. So we're gonna put this puppy at parking 208. Oh, I hope I didn't overheat my brakes. It doesn't appear that I have, so that's good. This could not be timed any better. I mean, in terms of me having to get out of the house and everything. Alright. Slow her down. We're at 25. Totally missed that. Edits are beautiful. Okay. All the way from Indianapolis, Indiana, we are now in Narita International, Japan. And since I don't have the benefit of seeing where my Marshall is. We'll put this at the 777-200, which is right here. APU is on. Cutoff procedures. We will ask for ground connection. What? It says APU on right there. What are you talking about? Why are you doing? I didn't turn that to. Ooh, I did not even touch that. Okay. It is what it is. Well, we'll do what we got to do. So we will set request ground power as soon as it shows up. We can go ahead now and ask for deboarding. I see the power, so we'll put these on. There you go. Let's get some doors open here. Disarm. We'll open this door. You get an open door. You get an open door. They all get an open door. Main deck cargo open. Everybody open up. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we have made it. I really want to thank you. And the frame rates, in my humble opinion, this time they were really good. I am going to be enjoying. Oh, wow, and there's another 777 right next to me. That's totally cool. But nevertheless, and that evidently is one of the static aircraft of the airport, because I don't even see it on my Avlasoft, but that's fine. Really want to thank you for tuning in for this flight. Looking forward to bringing you some really good videos now that I've gotten these frame rates worked out. Thank you for supporting the channel. To everybody, thank you again, and I look forward to seeing you in the virtual skies.